Hey everybody. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I promise you, in the next 2 years, having an idol will feel impossible because everyone is being called to the table right now. I'm not going to read into Shannon Sharp on here tonight because I already did that reading this morning. It's uploaded as a live if y'all want to find it. It was actually one of the quicker ones that I've done. Um, Hi, sweetie, how are you? All I can say is this: he was better off being quiet. He really should have stayed quiet. Hey, Cat Eyes. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Aja. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Kenya. Hey, Vintage Love. I don't know what happens with people when they get to a certain age and they forget basic rules. Hey, DS Raven. Hey, Tarot Destiny. Hey, Pretty Gal Lee. Thank you. I did this set myself this time. I don't, yeah, I promise you I don't understand it. No matter how he tried to describe anything or discuss it, it just did not come out right. Once lawyers get involved, you don't say anything. You said, now there's another lady coming forth. Lord have mercy. Hey, Yashika. See what I mean? You don't say anything. Thank you. My mom sent me this t-shirt, y'all. She loves sending me vintage tees. Yeah, that is crazy, DS Raven. I mean, listen, I kept that one this morning. I kept it short for a reason because I wanted to just stick on this one situation because I promise you this, everybody. Nobody becomes aggressive enough to threaten your life over the phone unless they are comfortable flying off the handle. My mom is doing a lot better. Thanks for asking. You just, especially in his position, we're talking about somebody who works in the public, who has to know how to maneuver when triggered in interviews or on the field. He's had PR training. This isn't a regular conversation between, you know, somebody up the street and the chick they met at the bar. He should have known better than anybody else to always speak to people, even if you're speaking to them over the phone, as if the mic is hot. You're building one of the biggest platforms ever on YouTube. You've had some of the highest numbers in the history of YouTube in a very short amount of time. You got to assume that everybody, one way or the other, has an angle. Why would you give them what they need? Oh, you said I love vintage things, hence the name. Said your reading on this earlier was so good. Thank you. I plan on, dropping those morning readings more often because it seems like it's a lot easier for me to do if I just go ahead and knock it out before I start my day with clients. You said especially Busby, you don't want to go against him. Kenya, interesting that you said that because what I heard that I know really, really wasn't a good thing for him to say, and like I said, I wish Shannon had been quiet because he made it worse. Hey, Naisha. When he put himself in the same basket with Jay-Z and said that Busby comes after black men. Sir, I understand what you were saying. I understand what you were trying to do. But here's where the bottom falls out of that box. Jay-Z has been accused, and I'm not going to say allegedly, he has been accused publicly of threatening and harassing and tampering with potential accusers and even YouTubers. So why would you put yourself in a position to be associated with a man who is still being scrutinized for how he handled a potential accuser? If this blows up in his face because this young lady says, hey, I believe he'll make good on it, and I'm scared because he has that Rock Nation affiliation, and word on the street is they threaten people. Sir, this just turned into something way, way bigger and horrible. Let me see what y'all saying. Said exactly, that's how I speak to people at work. So everyone get a reading from Angel. I asked her about one of my ancestors and she blew my mind seriously. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Said, I always speak to people that I don't know well as if I'm being recorded. We all should. We really all should. Until somebody gives you a reason to sidestep a situation or to appear out of character, you should always treat a situation like the mic is on. Now, here's the thing. If you say it, stand on it and don't run from it, because somebody is going to pull it back up later and throw it in your face. So you're going to have to face it one way or the other. You said I'm too old to be caught slipping. Listen, I just think that it's just a golden rule of thumb. You know, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And at his age, though, especially with the age gap between them and the possible gap due to difference in ethnicities, not even just gender, I think he should have been more careful with the way he communicated with her anyway, because this isn't somebody who knows you and goes, you know, all the way back with you. This is somebody who only knows of you because of your celebrity. So why would you give her something that she could use against you that could ruin everything you work for, because your image is your calling card? You're not somebody that, you know, works down at the factory that can cuss somebody out and go to work and nobody cares because you don't work with people. Like, everything you do is with people. Greetings to you as well. I'm doing well. Hey, Sensual Sassy, Mind Maze, Kimberly Perry. Yeah, it was very, very crazy to me that he responded the way he did. And I felt like, due to the severity of it, especially for the amount that was placed on it, he should have really, really, really let his lawyer handle it. So, yeah, it just, I think he was more worried about the public perception. And see, the public can't save you once you end up in a court of law, and everything you say can be deconstructed and used against you. So, y'all, I got something I want to tap into today. And y'all know I usually don't write stuff down, but I had to write this down to make sure I kept the details in order. So, for any of you that are Drake fans, you probably already know about this or heard about this. Hey, SFG. Hi, Mia. So there's a vlogger by the name of Julian. And people were posting to Julian's page, RIP Julian, because he had a verbal altercation with Top 5. And, if you know Drake, you know Top 5. Top 5 is one of his most, vocal street dudes, so to speak. So the beef supposedly comes from Julian giving Drake $2 million because he was supposed to stream with him, allegedly. Drake took the money, gambled the money, and according to him, did not meet, the requirement of whatever their arrangement was. So, because it's still a gray area around exactly what the arrangement was, but from what I get out of it, it's like Drake got 2 million. I believe Top 5 got like a very expensive watch, but needless to say, this is the part I wrote down, y'all. So they had a live stream with Academics, Julian, and Top 5 pulls up. And y'all, this was the craziest thing I ever seen. Because when it came down to it, Top 5 said a lot of incriminating things. He said things literally that can be considered as like terroristic type threats. He threatened to not only have Julian handled, but he, stated that K-Dot can get it too. So he's making these statements openly, which can easily turn into a RICO, right? So he makes this claim that Bun Dog owes him a favor and he can come and tap Julian on the shoulder, allegedly, if you get what I mean, right? So Julian, is popping off. He's like, get at him, telling him what hotel he's in, what room would not come get at him. Bun Dog does a video. I to this day can't tell you why he uploaded this, but he put up a video showing that the Ferrari that he had ran out of gas. It ran out of gas right up the street from where Julian was staying, off the freeway in the hotel. He shot a music video in Dubai as well. And he also claimed, to stay in like the 5 seasons. I think it was like I think it was 4 seasons. Yeah, stay in the 4 seasons, excuse me. And he mentioned what hotel Julian was in at the end of the video. Now, the reason why this makes a difference right now is because Julian has been missing for over 100 days, and the last time Julian has actively been seen was this live talking to Academics and Top 5. After this live, he disappeared. People who have their own community on Reddit said that his crypto wallet has not been used the whole time that he's been gone, and he's been very, very adamant about using and creating currency out of crypto. So they said there's zero activity with his crypto. Nobody has heard from him, and now everybody thinks that he's no longer here. Whew, that feels long-winded, y'all, but I had to explain it for those who don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Now, this is going to be very, very nasty for Drake. And the reason why is because Top 5 is like your number one goon, allegedly. And he's speaking really, really, really reckless. And all of these people that are attached to him are doing a lot of unnecessary communication. Now, I don't know about y'all generation, but in my generation, the last thing you did was self-incriminate. He literally told him Bun Dog owed him a favor. Bun Dog would be pulling up to come and see him. Bundog has a video where he was right up the road, practically within blocks of where he was, and his car ran out of gas, and then nobody saw him again. So we're going to figure out, where in the hell is Julian? Is Julian in hiding? Is Julian okay? Does anybody know where's Julian? Once again, last place Julian was seen was Dubai. Alrighty. Show me Julian after this stream. Show me Julian after this stream. Okay, so I don't know what Julian does or how he got his money, but it looks like he's good with investments when it comes to his stability. You're right, I forgot about Station here. Hold on one second. Thanks for reminding me. Hello, 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 Station Head. So we're starting Allegedly Wednesdays. First up on our Allegedly Wednesdays is a young man by the name of Julian, who supposedly had a business deal with Drake that did not pan out properly. According to him, he secured $2 million to Drake. He was supposed to stream with him, help to boost his channel. Let's get you out of here. Let's see. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody wanted to call themselves race baiting in the comments. We don't do that. So what I was saying was Julian said that he secured $2 million to Drake. Drake was supposed to stream with him and help to build his streaming platform. Now, that never happened. There was some type of stream, but I don't think it met the requirements of what he paid for. It is alleged that Drake took the money, gambled the money, went on about his way. Allegedly, Top 5 got a very expensive watch. Drake got the $2 million. Now, let's get you caught up to where everybody is on YouTube. Now, allegedly, Julian has been missing for over 100 days. People are putting RIP Julian on his page. Hey, Elizabeth. I'm doing great. I gotta go ahead and call you now that I got my mom situated. Yeah, so here it is. Now that he's not speaking, they said his crypto wallet hasn't been used. Nobody knows where he is. It is alleged that Top 5 may have gotten one of his affiliates, Bundog, to do something to Julian. Now, we don't know this to be true. We're tapping in. The first two cards that I pulled were 7 of Pentacles to the 4 of Wands, which means whatever it is that Julian does, he's good with securing things with investments. So I don't know how this young man gets his money, but he does well investing. Investing's help. Either it's like he invests money and then lives off the interest. Like, he does well with his investments. So it looks like he was in fear of being betrayed. Nine of Swords to the Ten of Swords hitting the table. Um, he does feel betrayed for his investment for sure. It was like a lot was riding on this investment. I bet $2 million. Oh gosh, y'all. All I'm gonna say is this before I pick this card up. I hope this crew is not that stupid. Okay, I really hope this crew is not that stupid. You got the death card here. Eight of Cups. And this feels very, very arrogant to me. Like you should have walked away or else. If you had walked away, if you hadn't have said anything, if you had just left this alone. But how do you have this type of attitude when this man has $2 million in the hole? He has the right to say whatever he wants for his money. So just the entitlement of it all is ridiculous. He said, nah, Millie, he was on the streamer shit. Old heads don't be on streams. Well, you know, the new generation are the ones that you want. And if they're watching streams, then it would make sense for him to hit up the most popular streamers. But I wonder why this man was, willing to put up $2 million of his own money. Like usually sponsors will jump in and take care of that just so they can have the advertisement. Like your own money? I mean, he could write it off as a tax write-off, but that just seems risky in itself. So you've got the Knight of Cups here, which appears like, offering the olive branch. So he may have tried to contact them multiple times before this became a public situation. And he just, to no avail, was not getting anyone to, answer his questions or return his calls in the way in which he would like them to. So he decided to take action. The only thing is the Knight of Wands taking action can be wild. You can't control the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, out of all of the kings, is the crash out king. So it shows that he offered, the money. So it wasn't like this was like, through a network of like talent, moguls, lawyers, or any industry stuff. This feels like he threw his hat in the ring. He offered the money, was like, hey, big bank take little bank, let's do business. Yeah, so dude may even have an addiction problem. Seven of Cups. And this also is part of why he's so impulsive. Okay, I'm not going to read that. Y'all, it's something more to this $2 million thing than what's being said. I feel like the money was taken and invested in multiple different things. Yeah. He was better off with his security if he had stayed by himself and just walked away from what he thought was an opportunity. It's like nothing about this situation worked out in Julian's favor. This was just really a bad investment for him. It feels like, sorry about that, y'all. That y'all. That y'all. I keep forgetting I have multiple lines on this phone, so I gotta, shut off one of my lines. My bad. Yeah, this feels like this was a bad idea for him business wise. Period. It doesn't look like they respect him. Um, he could even come off as a tweaker because I'm getting that he may make his decisions on what to invest in while he's in these states. But it still looks like he's good with money, even though he's bad at making decisions, if that makes sense. Yeah. Um, you got the Page of Cups here and the Eight of Cups. Y'all, it feels like they wanted to make him sorry for even discussing them because he wouldn't walk away from the situation. This is so messed up. This is like somebody who violates you gets mad that you call them out for violating you, so they violate you again. You, you said my volume is cutting off. Can y'all hear me now? It shouldn't be. Don't tell me they playing with my sound, y'all. I'll wait till. Okay, said you can hear me clear. I was about to say I'll wait till somebody said they can hear me clear. I don't know what's going on. I must be on to something. Y'all know how they do when they get to messing with my lives, y'all. So here it is. Like I said, somebody wanted to make him apologize for betraying them, aka talking about this situation publicly. They felt like he should have just walked away. He should have just took his L. Um, I don't get this mindset, because how you gonna tell somebody just take a L when they're missing $2 million? Ain't nobody just taking the L at $2 million. You can't expect people to be quiet with $2 million. You can't even make people be quiet over $20 for gas. I hope nothing has happened to him. But you got the death card on the table, and right up under it, you have the Empress and the Ace of Coins. And Empress doesn't always mean, a pregnant woman. It can mean pregnant with possibilities or giving birth to, you know, um, new ideas that can be very fruitful, a collaboration. So it's like, this back and forth. It feels like Drake's goons get in the way of him doing viable business. Drake, you gotta keep your dogs on the leash, sir. Yeah, King of Swords. Yeah, it looks like somebody got nervous because Julian's voice was getting attention, and it looks like they didn't want the authorities involved, allegedly. Yeah, the authorities getting involved will put the weight of the world on their shoulders. They didn't need another case. Y'all, this is stupid as hell. If you did this because you didn't need another case, you took it to where not only would the authorities get involved, but the authorities above the authorities are now getting involved. Got to be less stupid. Yeah. So, yeah, this is crazy because you got the independent woman here, and then at the bottom of the deck, 5 of Pentacles. This is starting to look like a favor gone wrong. Palm of my hand is itching. The guy Julian, like I said, I don't know what he does, but he's very good at putting his hands on money and investing and flipping money somehow, some way. This is starting to appear like a very, very, very big favor that turned really, really wrong. And if I'm right, this is Julian right here with the 9 of coins, the independent lady, and this is Drake, the 5 of coins. Drake, did you end up over here somewhere gambling and couldn't pay your check and this guy covered it for you? Is this what happened? And because you felt like he wasn't street, you didn't have to pay him back. You were going to beat him out of your money, or out of his money rather, allegedly. Would that be on the right path? Because this is why this appears to have such a gray area with the whole streaming thing, and if they were supposed to be streaming and the streaming not meeting the requirements. It felt like the streaming was an offset to him paying a marker for you, and you didn't show up to cover your end of it after he saved your ass, allegedly. Yeah. This potential favor put this young man in the hermit mode and put the weight of the world on his shoulders. This is literally the epitome of you can't help everybody. Yeah, King of Coins. 10 of Wands. Excuse me. Yeah, this young man has his hand, his influence somehow, some way, is able to touch a lot of money. I don't know if he makes his money through crypto or how he makes his money, but he's very good with being able to put his hands on money. Yeah, and it just, here it is. Just as swift as he came to the rescue, is just as swift as it looked like he ends up facing judgment. And it feels like, y'all, this is allegedly because he wanted people to hold up their end of the bargain and they didn't want to. Yeah, he decided not to go along to get along. He was going to go along in a new direction from whatever this arrangement was. It feels like somebody kept reneging, supposed to show up, doesn't show up, not honoring what they say, renegotiating the deal and still not honoring it. So he decided to go in a different direction than whatever was communicated, because it wasn't working out for him. And this leads him to becoming a wounded warrior, allegedly. Well, it looks like the karmic balance, the cosmic balance rather, was trying to work on this young man's side when what's his name? Bundog, when Bundog's car ran out of gas. But they can expect for law enforcement to look into this. If this problem started in the States before it made it to um, Dubai, they could end up under investigation in 2 different continents, not just countries. Yeah, there's going to be way more looking off into this, trying to figure out what's going on. And y'all, like I said, this has got to be an episode from the world's dumbest criminals, because they really documented every single moment of that night right before this young man allegedly disappeared. So no matter what happened to him, they're a shoo-in for, going before law enforcement and having to answer questions. Nobody would go before law enforcement before them. So I hope that Julian is safe. This does not look good, y'all. It doesn't look good at all. And more than anything, Draco Click looks stupid. Like, I don't understand people who like to pretend that they're gangster, but they don't understand, like, not self-incriminating. But hey, to each his own, right? So I guess I'm going to go ahead and open the floor. Y'all give me some suggestions. No Krishan, y'all. I don't want to tap into Krishan. Hey, Komika, honey, how are you? I'm opening up the floor for suggestions on who we can tap into. But we just got finished asking. You said Uncle Shannon. I covered him this morning in a private reading. Cash App CEO. It's so much going on with Cash App. We got to narrow that down. Like, what exactly do you want to tap into around that? Because Cash App is facing all types of litigation right now. Let's see, Cardi and Megan. I told y'all it was something going on with them a long time ago. Said Floyd Mayweather really have money issues. That's interesting. Yeah, I covered Shannon in a deep dive this morning. MA, American Music Awards not nominating Nicki. I don't know why y'all keep looking to these people to nominate Nicki. Y'all know they hate on her. See, Left Eye, Lil Uzi. I don't want to tap into that one because with him not being in his right mind, it's going to be draining on me because I'm going to be pulling whatever energy he's currently in. So I'm going to send him well wishes and blessings. I do not want to tap into him the way he is right now. So can we tap into Joanne's mama book? Why are they releasing Family Tree of Joanne's birth certificate? Good question. The Horse album. I don't see that one being more different than the last one. I see Megan Cardi. Okay, that one shouldn't take too long. Yeah, I'm not gonna do Uzi's OD, y'all. I'm not tapping into him while he's in this current state. He needs his energy, and unfortunately for me, in this current state, whatever space he's in could put me in that space. So you never want to tap into somebody in an altered state. Let's see. Meg and Cardi. Let me see. Let me find some decks here. You know what? Well, you're going to stay on the floor. I'm going to do these decks because it'll be easier for me to show the pictures. Alrighty. Tariffs. Y'all better pray that the tariffs bring these jobs back to the United States, because half of that stuff that y'all want to buy don't even be worth a damn no way. And I'm talking to myself on that one too. What type of comment is that? She got the heavies. Where do they find y'all at when they gather you to troll me? Ooh, let's tap into what's going on between Megan and Cardi. Now that Cardi wants to finally publicly say that she has a problem with Meg, even though we know like 3 of those last 5 songs may have been about her allegedly. But let's let her have her moment in the sun. Oh man. Knight of Pentacles to the Fool. Cardi, are you finally taking this leap off the porch because money and everything is starting to come in slow? Who's dropping on Friday? B-Bank, this is my real job. Every time you see my face, I get paid. How about that? Oh, it said Bigfoot. Interesting. Said on the 25th, Sheen about to pay the Bugs tariffs if you shop there. Hurry. I ain't hurrying about nothing on Sheen, sweetheart. Some of that stuff got so many chemicals in it, it send you to the doctor. Said supposedly she's going to throw shots at Nikki Snooze Fest. I mean, if that's what they feel like they got to do, it ain't going to do nothing but make a bigger build-up for Nikki when she finally drops. Didn't Cardi sign a deal with Live Nation? Not sure, but if she did, that means she's about to go on tour. Because Live Nation is a huge tour conglomerate. So it looks like on Cardi's side, like she's afraid to, you know, fall from the grace of celebrity or to lose her standing. Yeah. So it feels like she's taking a break right now. And, you know, she may be getting ready to unveil more truths, more information about Offset and anybody that he may have actually dealt with. Says she may throw shots at Millie too. I would say let her do it, because if somebody is harassing you so bad and you go to your album and make them a part of your album, then how bothered are you? B-Bank, if I'm making money off of lost losers and you're here giving me engagement, doesn't that make you a lost loser? Or does that make you the most lost of all the losers because you had to let me know that you're a loser? So stand up and hold your hand up, loser. Oh no, justice for us. Don't delete that message, because I want to see what the hell he about to say, or she. Worried about me, do I have a real job? You're at my job. You're the person that would show up at the restaurant and argue with somebody because you need your burger to look exactly the way it do on the picture. And then you think you know how to tell the people how to cook it too, don't you? Said she really thought she was doing something when she brought Bigfoot on stage. It would have had more merit if it had have been, you know, closer to when Bigfoot actually came out. Like Bigfoot is over a year old now, so it kind of just like, you know, that's something that maybe would have went over better during the time that she was on tour. Yeah, yeah, definitely get prepared for Cardi to expose more things possibly coming out swiftly. Why is she exposing everybody right now? What is the point of this? So this is that, you know, drama sells, drama makes money. She's trying to do whatever she has to do to, you know, keep the public interest going in her at this point. But see, she might want to go into a new direction. And the reason why is because she's forgetting that she's still in divorce proceedings. So she doesn't want to say anything that could actually bring any negativity towards her when it's time for her and her husband to go to court. Because it really could put a damper on her side of the case. Yeah, so it feels like the hurt for Cardi is coming from this same energy that might be attached to Ari. And it also feels like Cardi's going to go full throttle with this because, you know, hey, this is my wish fulfillment. I'm going to do what I need to do to keep myself on top. So she may, you know, comfortably understand that coming for Nikki may not be the best idea, but coming for Megan will actually help solidify her spot. So if she has to share the top, she doesn't mind sharing it with Nikki, but she doesn't want to be behind Megan, if that makes sense. Yeah. And she's right now, it's like Cardi's going through a lot because there's a lot that people don't see that's going on behind the scenes with her marriage, her investments. Um, she's thinking about everything that she's invested into this marriage and how this is going to work out with her in the long run. And there was something that was exposed to her um, that could possibly have to do with Megan, where she just said, you know, I can't even be bothered with you. Like to even have you in my face, to be bothered with you, I mess around and go to jail. So they could have, we'll say allegedly, had a moment between the both of them a long time ago. They've been not getting along, but it's finally to the point to where Cardi no longer cares. So I think this is something that could have already been out and been public if Cardi cared more about being invested in the beef. Said, oh, she's probably being smart for once. Well, it looks like she had a, you know, she had a disdain for Megan a while ago, but she was more worried about keeping things moving so that she can keep her money coming in. Yeah, and as long as Megan had the money to pay, she was going to look the other way, allegedly. The other way, the King of Wands. We know her husband is a fire sign. So as long as Megan had the money to pay, she was going to look the other way, allegedly. Yeah. So it's like Cardi sits back and watches because she knows eventually, she's going to have to really buckle down and watch her mouth. And that's her biggest problem out of this whole situation. So she's going to have to be very quiet about the things that she says because they can and will be used against her in the court of law. And I did see that before, to where Cardi's mouth will be her biggest downfall this year if she's not careful in the way that she engages people and the things that she says. She definitely could put herself in between a rock and a hard place legally, saying the wrong thing. So let me switch my cards out so I could see Megan's side of this. Alrighty, let's see Megan's side of this, y'all. So her mouth is going to ruin her, like my mom used to say. Yeah, she's going to have to really be careful about the way that she communicates and the things that she says. Things that she says from the past as well. Because I don't think Cardi really cares about scrubbing her page. But some of those things she's going to wish she had of. Because when they come out, there's not going to be any real explanation for it. And you can only say so many times, well, I was young, or, I was wild, or I felt this way, during that time. Eventually, you're going to have to be held accountable. So she's going to have to really, 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 if she wants to stay in this industry, she's going to have to clean up the way that she speaks. Show me Megan's side of this, please, and thank you. Okay, so, yeah, Megan can care less, okay? You got the King of Swords to the Three of Pentacles. She's definitely, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. She'll collab with whoever got the money. It's no real loyalty in that. So if people are looking for her to be loyal, you can hang it up. She's loyal to the money and that's it. Yeah, Queen of Wands, which we know is the hot girl. So she's only concerned in who's investing in her, which is not a bad thing if you're, open about that and you're not in the middle of people's mess. If you stay out of the mess, then you can pretty much move through any cycle, any circle you want to, and be fine. Oh, shoot. So eventually, y'all, there's a tower. And the tower is going to really, really affect Megan's collaborations and how she works. I'm not going to even answer that question, Merlin. That says more about the type of people you like to date. Why are they itchy down there? Ooh. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. So, any new business ventures that Megan may have had, or maybe interested in that would normally lead to stability, there's something that's going to happen this year that's going to greatly affect her businesses. It's going to impact her in a way to where, ooh, excuse me, it's going to impact her in a way to where it's going to make it harder for her to get the type of endorsement she wants. Yeah. So it feels like, she thinks that people are obsessed with watching her, but it more so, is the energy of people watching her, like businesses and companies that work with her. They're watching her to see how things play out. Yeah. Um, you got the Ace of Cups here, which represents, oh, well, we love doing business with you, but yeah, Ten of Wands. It's like, you know, um, depending on how this works out, this may not match with our business model. That it's not. This is not that it's not you, it's us. This is definitely no. It's not us. It's you. Merlin, the way you think is absolutely hilarious to me. Just know I haven't done that yet. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, so it's like now she wants to escape certain situations because they've become a little too toxic for her. And she wants to balance out her image, the way she's seen, the way she does business now, because now she's looking at the bigger picture, the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, she's going to have something from her past that's going to come back out, possibly by early summer. And it's something that she's not going to be able to negate. Hey, Bosters. Hey, Dark Bunny. Ranking Scenes, thank you for commenting. But if you don't believe, baby, why are you here? Yeah, it's like as soon as she feels like she's escaping a situation and things are working out to her favor, something comes out that she's just not going to be able to refute it. Yeah, King of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. So whatever this is could literally put her in a situation where companies that invest in her could start to walk away. And this is the one thing that, she definitely does not want or need to happen because she makes a lot of money out of her investments. Nah, Yellow Brat, I don't think she can. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. And see, here it is, the independent woman. As the independent artist, she over here like, what's her name, y'all? Natalie Cole. I'm catching hell. Working here alone, y'all. Like I'm pushing through, I'm making it happen. But it's like, fighting an octopus. How many arms do you have? So it's like now it's becoming more serious to her that money has to come in because the only money that is going towards things is her money. And this is not working the way she thought it would. That I could tell by that wig she had during Coachella. Oh, Lord. And now she wants to pay attention. It feels like it. You said they swear that's her real hair. Well, I mean, she really purchased it. Now, how much of it grew from her scalp is the question. But she does have a head full of hair, so we ain't gonna treat her, like a Nerf ball is up under that wig. She has a head full of beautiful hair. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. The Tower falls over the Eight of Pentacles. This will be a tower for her work due to something that was a wish fulfillment. So it's like there's a goal that she should have let go of, something that just was not faring well for her. And she just will not let go. And because she won't let go, it's dragging her down. Do you feel like she will ever apologize? I would never look for it. Because at this point, how sincere could it be? Sometimes the apology you don't get is the apology you need. Me personally, I can't speak for nobody else, but I don't want nobody to apologize to me that doesn't actually mean it. Because apology means you change your behavior. It means that you never will be crazy in this way again. So, what could her apology do at this point? Like, she's going on 5 years strong. Like, what would she be sorry for now? That's just the way I look at it. Hey, Kaylin, honey, how are you? I'm pretty sure whether, she apologizes or not, Tori has, forgiven her and casted her out of his life anyway, so it wouldn't matter if she apologized at this point. Yeah. Heartbreak is coming under the Page of Pentacles, which is like new business ideas. Remember I said something by the summer could come full circle that could slow down a lot of her business and things that she does. So, okay, Dark Bunny, ain't nobody around to pick your ass up if you fall out talking about them fumes. You said, who is apologizing? I just came in. They wanted to know if Megan would apologize, and I told them that at this point, what is the point? Why would she? Why should she? Like, she's been, going with this for almost 5 years now. So it's like, why would we expect her to apologize? More fire. If you want my number, you have to book a reading. You can email me at angelkissestheoracle@gmail.com. 30-minute readings, $44. A full hour is $88. That's the only way you'll get my number. Said, I feel like that domestic violence charge that she was charged back in the day is going to come out to make noise. There's going to be several things that could come out to make noise. It's not going to just be one thing. It's going to be different things that pile up until the one big thing comes out. And it's definitely going to affect the way that she moves around. Will it stop her from making money altogether? I don't think so. But will it cause a significant change? Yes. So which tea do you think would drop first? Henny and Camel or Henny and Offset? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Depending on how Cardi feels next week, it could be Offset if there is anything to tell. Do I have any split end remedies? Outside of like maybe at least twice a year, clip off like no more than 1/8 of an inch of your hair. Get you either some cold pressed mustard oil or some cold pressed coconut oil. and you take it, you know, rub it on the palms of your hands until the oil is warm. Take the ends of your hair before you wrap your hair at night and rub your hair down. Make sure, you know, when you go to wrap your hair at night, you're using a breathable fabric like, you know, like a satin or a silk or something like that that won't, you know, break your hair while you sleep. So, I mean, it's let's see where else are we going? Because let's see, by the summer, business could slow up due to the rumor mill. King of Swords. Um, she has a legal case that is definitely going to pick up, and it could end up being looked over by the authorities. That can happen by summer as well, and that can bring public shame and humiliation. So whatever this lawsuit that she has that's already active, it could put her in a really bad light by, you know, July, maybe August. King of Wands. Lord. Now I ain't gonna say who this King of Wands is, but she's very, 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 you know, into this person, because you got Ace of Cups over this person. So she definitely loves this person. This person, but it's like she loves this person for how they invest in her. Yeah. And it's like she's going to feel sorry because this person is going to do the dash on her. They are already separating themselves from her because they can't take any more toxic or chaotic news right now. Six of Cups. Yeah, he's going to, he's going to separate himself from her right before information from her past comes out. Now, sir, how would you know information from her past is about to come out? How would you know information about her past is about to come out? Let's just say there is an undercover war of the roses, okay? And something may be caught up in the crossfire, and this person feels like they need to cut her loose before it affects their Two of Cups, and they got a lot of anxiety here. So, yeah, they need to get rid of you before any information with you can affect their personal life. Ooh! Oh my God, as the Negroes turn. Yeah. So you got the Seven of Wands here. And this man who used to help and provide is now becoming hyper defensive because he must protect his Empress. Oh my God. Unrequited offer and the Emperor. Now y'all can take that however y'all want to take that. I'm not digging into that because I didn't mean to see that. But that would cause a tower moment to a work environment. A very unrequited offer. Hmm. Hey, Philly in the building. Was good with you? That it took all this for him to want to protect her image. Oh, Lord. Not where's Solange when you need her. Whew. Whew. It's a whole lot of going on over here. Yes. Oh my gosh. So you got the moon here, which means you will never know the full extent of what's going on and why certain things are being invested in the way that they are. But it looks like people are going to be very disappointed. I want to make sure I say this right. I think the word is exculpatory. There's some exculpatory evidence coming out in one of these cases that is going to bring heartbreak to some of these new businesses that you started allegedly. Money that's invested in these businesses. This feels like somebody wishes they would have followed their intuition and brought something to a rest. But now it's going to play out in front of the whole entire world, and it's no taking it back now. Yeah, the Chariot. Yeah, this proceeding, the Chariot to the Ace of Wands, this is going to move very, very swiftly when it happens. And they're going to move in this case as if money ain't a thing. Okay? Ooh. Knight of Cups, Ten of Swords. She's going to have to be very, very careful because now it's like olive branches could lead to, the end of everything for her. Um, if they give her an offer to settle this case that I'm looking at, and no, this is not Milagros' case. They give her an offer to settle this case, she needs to take it. Because it feels like the only good news that she will get out of this case is settling at the lowest number she can. If she takes this full throttle, I don't see much good coming out of this. Yeah, they give her a settlement. She needs to take it, move on to save her stability. She will still be able to make further investments in the future. I won't say what case it is, but I think y'all right. They offer her, something, she needs to take it. Yeah. And see, she don't take it. This is how the case is going to end. Heavy anxiety, having to hand over a very large amount of money. So, like I said, if they offer her the opportunity to just go ahead and settle, she needs to take it. Because the further they investigate, the worse it gets for her. And this could look really, really bad into the summer. Oh, you said Milagro mentioned me in her last live. Tell her we love her over here. Oh, you yellow brat. Oh. Oh my God. Oh man. It goes back to what I told y'all last year. Best, worst year ever. She was going to come off what seems like the best year of her career into one of the worst years of her life. And this is definitely going to be a hard time for her. Um, let me see. Let me swing back. See if I can find some other suggestions. I saw, what's her name? A. Marie was at Coachella this year as well. So it seems like there was a lot of like throwback to the early 2000s and 90s on this show overall. Said LeBron and Savannah. You know what? I'm going to do that one. Hold on, wait a minute. You moved a little too fast on that one. Don't time out Brianna Love. She didn't say anything wrong. You moving a little too fast there. Take that time out off of her. There'll be people in here saying crazy stuff for real and y'all be letting it slide. Don't do that. What was I about to say? Savannah and LeBron. Yeah, I think that's a good one to cover because here it is. Kevin Gates spoke on their marriage, which I thought that he didn't have a right to do because, I mean, you didn't ran off one wife and took, another one that was a Hollywood whore and trying to turn her into a wife. So if ain't nobody judging you for how you move, stay out of other people's marriage because how they married is their business, right? So he's sitting here talking about he didn't like the way Savannah looked at him. LeBron, when he came out, he liked the way the white women looked at him when he came out. And to me, it was multiple things that was wrong with that comment because here it is, the white women who saw him come out. Thank you. I'm just saying, be a little bit more careful when you timing folks out because she ain't do nothing. We got to save people in the comments. YouTube get us enough. We're going to get to Barack and Michelle next. That is a good one. So, yeah, he spoke on their marriage, which I didn't think was cool to do. And it was like these white girls that he was so excited about looking at him, like they don't know him like that. So, it's like they're seeing him from the fan perspective. So, of course, they're going to gush over him in a different way because he doesn't feel real to them. That's one. Two, when you have married couples, they could get on each other's nerves and love each other, to pieces. So you don't know if that was just her resting bitch face or what was going on, but that's his wife nonetheless. So, needless to say, he and Brittany go to the Lakers game, and LeBron ignores him as if he couldn't see him at all, didn't acknowledge him at all, which I thought was a really good idea, because it's like, why would you put yourself in a situation to have negative press? And it's no telling what they paid to be courtside to be at that game. Like me personally, if I said something like that, I would not be sitting courtside at your game. So that to me in itself was a an attention grab that just didn't work out. Said I thought he was taunting Brian, since the rumors is that Brian has a main bunny. I'm sure I'm reaching. He possibly could, but here's the thing. Even if that's what he meant, let's say he was trolling because he had another chick. Look how much of a hater he could possibly be. When your wife is divorcing you and you're trying to refurbish one of the most busiest internet thoughts into being a wife, it just doesn't feel good for him to be the one to judge somebody else's wife when he didn't appreciate a good one and he tried to refurbish one into one. It's like you're not the moral pillar to be, pointing anything out. And if you snitching, you the last one that has the right to snitch. Said, OMG, did y'all see LeBron fake that foul? I was screaming. So let me see something. Hold on. Ah. So let's see how LeBron felt about what was said about his wife and how he feels about Kevin Gates coming to his game. Alrighty. How does LeBron feel about what Kevin Gates said about Savannah? Excuse me. How does LeBron feel about what Kevin Gates said about Savannah? I said that right. He behind the scenes he feels combative, but he's thinking about his image. So he looks at his wife like, she's got the biggest heart that he's ever seen. And he will step behind his wife. He can be toxic or jealous about his wife. So no matter what he is out here doing, don't mess with his wife. Brianna, if you don't stop being petty, talk about K comment, K comment. So he does think highly of his wife. He thought that these comments were, going to cause a lot of hardship, make it hard between him and his wife. Um, he thought about, what dealing with him at work was going to do, which could cause strife. So I do commend LeBron for taking the high road on this, because this could have turned real ugly. Yeah. So as far as Kevin Gates is concerned, here it is, the hermit. He's straight on him. Cycle closed. So it's like, I'll never speak to you again. I'm straight on you. Um, it's like whatever respect he may have had for him as a person or artist, he no longer respects him. He said, I'm sorry, I had to log back in. It's on. Thank you. Oh, y'all are funny. What'd you say? How old am I? I am grown. So this is her husband's energy, Kaylin. He definitely does not appreciate it. It's like he figured, I gotta stay away from this man at work because this could cause, a catastrophe. Also, like behind the scenes, Savannah was very hurt. She was very upset. She was very vocal about this, but she decided to, be more presentable in the public with how she um, okay, that one deserved to be taken out of here. Could I tap into Queen Naija and Clarence next? Is she finally fed up with him? Does she miss him? Or Chris? Um, I don't want to tap into that one, but I can. I just feel like she wants, some people are in love with the idea of love, okay? And she wants him to, be her knight in shining armor so bad that it doesn't matter how many red flags he comes carrying in the bag. They could be falling out the bag. She's going to love him through it. So, when somebody has that mindset, you got to let them, do what they got to do until they get tired. He said, I'm from Israel and living in America. Oh, and I'm 29. Oh, well, aren't you sweet? Yeah, behind the scenes, it was a lot going on. Like his wife definitely spoke her piece behind the scene. Um, so LeBron did what he needed to do to make sure his wife knew that they were a team. But I give it to him. He could have handled this in a different way, and he handled it in the most professional way he could. Yeah. So it's like she sat back and she watched everything be exposed. So pretty much everything played out. It blew up in Kevin Gates' face, and she was comfortable with that. But behind the scenes, it does look like she had some things to say, and her she told her husband pretty much how she felt about what was being said. You said you need a lot on numbers so you could take me away from all of this. What exactly would you be taking me away from? I mean, I like your moxie, but what would I be taken away from? I don't do witchcraft, sweetheart. And here's the funny thing, y'all that come in here with that foolishness, just know when you say that to someone who actually does work from the left hand, they don't need to be close to you to send something to you. So stop playing like that before you find the right one and they do the wrong thing to you. Everybody is not to be played with. I don't know who said that to you, Mr. Spaz, but I don't feel like I'm superior to any African. I think that, good people are good people and bad people are bad people no matter where you come from. So let me see. Let me tap into how Kevin Gates feels now that this backfired and he's starting to look foolish. Okay. You're welcome, sweetie. Yeah, that person was talking great, crazy. That's that's not cool at all. How does Kevin Gates feel? I'm fine. Kevin Gates. How does Kevin Gates feel now that this backfired? Hmm. Burden. Ten of Wands. Heavy burden on his back that he's hiding. He knows that this circle has come to an end. So certain things he won't be invited to, or certain circles he won't be in for what he said. And this is where it gets interesting, because people who have real power don't waste time arguing with you publicly. They just make a couple silent phone calls, or they have a group chat, and those group chats move you out the room. So I agree. I feel like Kevin Gates do be talking a little too much. Kevin is a clown. Said Barack and Michelle, they are getting a divorce. Are they getting a divorce? It's been rumored, but we'll see in a minute. Yeah, Kevin Gates, Kevin Gates. So it looks like he was trying to get his money up to help with him in this new relationship, but it says that this new relationship can be toxic. So don't be surprised, y'all, if he go from being super in love with Brittany to missing Drika, because it's like he's not gonna be able to make her into Drika, or what Drika couldn't be. Yeah. So it feels like he was prepared to possibly have a verbal altercation with LeBron, but LeBron decided to be more mature and stable in the situation. So it does look like he was prepared to go viral. Going to this game was going to make him go viral. Yeah. So it's like now he's sorry for even getting involved in this, or starting this, or even speaking, because it ends up backfiring on him, and it put the weight of the world on his back. Yeah, heartbreak. Yeah, he thought this would be over by now. So how they say, give it the, like, the 7-day algorithm and people will move on. But it's like this left a stain on him, and people are going to always look at him for how he spoke on this man's wife. And they may not have looked at it the same way if he was still with Drika. But being that he's with who he's with now, it just takes away from the validity of what he said. Yeah. He thought that this was gonna help them to go viral, drum up some interest, and make them some money, and it did the complete opposite. So let me see. Change the deck one more time. I can go off into Barack and Michelle. So alrighty, yeah. Let me get this deck so I can do Barack and Michelle. I don't know why it feels so late and it's not. Maybe because I've started earlier and earlier reading on the show. No. Alrighty. Show me the energy around Barack and Michelle. Are they getting a divorce, or is this just one of those moments where they both need a little space? You said it feels like 9:30ish. I don't know. It definitely feels later than it is, because my time is only 8:38. Mm-mm. Oh, thank you. You are loved. That's very sweet of you. Yeah, the trolls are very, very faithful today. I knew it wasn't just me. Time has been moving funny. Show me Barack and Michelle. Barack and Michelle. Barack and Michelle. Something's definitely going on over there. I don't see this as poverty, but I do see them not dealing with each other like they used to. Five of Pentacles is definitely a card of separation. Bottom of the deck is anxiety. So they may have been separated, y'all, for a minute. Because this does not feel new. This feels like a comfortable separation. Like, you got your house over there, I got mine over here. Don't ask me about what I do at my house. I won't ask you about what you do with yours. This definitely feels like separate assets and everything. Yeah, Knight of Coins. So it's like things are dragging out between them. It's like things could have moved really fast and then boom, dragging out. So by the time we've seen this, this feels like this has been a thing for a while. And now it's just picking up steam to finally get to a point to where people can make a decision about what they want to do and where they want to go. Yeah, Eight of Cups. Yeah, somebody wants out, somebody wanted to hold on. And this is why it feels like it's been dragging out so very long. Mm. I'm going to keep that one to myself. Yeah. Interesting enough, this represents like law enforcement. And then you got the death card. So they may just be quietly dissolving things. You said that was interesting. I ain't gonna say that one out loud. I'm gonna leave that one on the table. Said Michelle seems like she had enough of sitting in his shadow when she was a powerhouse in her own right and wants to do her own thing. That could possibly be true. But this feels like this is something that has been just hanging and dragging on for a very long time. Um, Even with the King of Swords, let's remember, like, both of them are lawyers. You know, him being, the leader of the free world, being the president. Um, Behind the scenes, y'all, it could be gruesome with them trying to figure out who gets what. I feel like they have figured out a way to keep the, how do I say this? It's like trying to keep the fighting as clean as possible. Whatever is done, we keep this, whatever happens in this house stays in this house type energy. So if there was a situation between them, They know how to keep their game face on when there's, when they're in front of people, because it's like when we're in front of people, we're a united front. Yeah, the Lovers and the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So they both may be choosing new lovers at this point. I don't think this is a one-way thing. They both can be choosing new lovers at this point. But it's like somebody definitely said, enough is enough. Let's stop dragging this out. Yeah, somebody, like I said, somebody does not want to let go. They're holding on very, very strongly. And it's like, no matter how you feel, no matter how you hold on, eventually enough is enough. Yeah, Page of Coins. So it feels like what binds them together is like business ventures. And this is like more important at this moment than the actual marriage. Like it's the business ventures, the, estate and things that they have tied up together. So King of Wands to the Seven of Swords. So Barack, what you doing? Because this is definitely the sign of don't let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. She did say she hated the man for 10 years. Well, it looks like, he's been handling him, doing him. I don't know what it is about these presidential Leos, but they take the charisma to a whole nother level. Yeah, so I do see that it is a wish fulfillment for somebody to stop holding on to this relationship because they realize that they're really just trapping themselves. And it's like, priding yourself off of fighting to keep things together when you know you should have let go. Yeah, so it's like she's got anxiety, but she's just gonna have to just trust her intuition and go through with this. Said, I remember that chef was found unalived in their pool. Yeah, and nobody ever spoke on that. Yeah, you got justice. So behind the scenes, y'all, it looks like, they could really be fighting. Okay, like legal fighting, like they've gotten to the point to where privately they do not get along. They keep a good appearance, but it's like it appears that they do not get along. King of Cups. This is why I don't believe in forcing somebody to stay, because this looks like he has feelings for somebody else. I mean, deep feelings. He's not allowed to say it publicly, but he's definitely in his feels, and these are strong feelings. He could possibly want to marry the new person. Yeah, he's ready for this to come to a close as fast as possible. So, like I said, one wants to hold on and work something out. The other one is ready to go. So goodness gracious. But it looks like even with the one that's trying to hold on, it's like, you know, everything that we have, that we've amassed, everything that I've worked for, it's like more so that type energy. So I don't even see that it's love that's keeping them together. It's like it's business ventures. It's all type of things that we've worked for together. So, you know, you want to wish people in their unions well, but I wish people to be in healthy relationships. And if something is no longer healthy, you got to do what's best for you. So I see why people hate us Leos. We are definitely not shit at times. I've never been a cheater, so that's never been me. But I will say, you know, when you finally push my buttons, I can be as mean as I am nice. So, who? Goodness gracious. So, yeah. Trying to think what was next. Cause that was gonna go somewhere heavy, and I had to tap out before it got there. Let's see, Clarence and Queen Naija. I'll do them with some oracles. Said Floyd Mayweather, is he really broke? I tell you something he did recently that I feel like could backfire. He probably should have waited, which was buying all of that property right before an economic crash. I think he should have waited until the bottom fell out of the housing market and then buy everything dirt cheap. That way, when it goes back up, his money goes up like 4 or 5 times. So that to me was a little risky, but hey. All right, show me Queen Naija and Clarence. Queen Naija and Clarence. Ooh. Yeah, excuse me, my back is acting up. There we go. Get my pillow adjusted. There we go. Thank you. So hit the like on your way in. Queen Naija and Clarence. Um, she's very stressed. See, you got the trap card here. So she thought that, you know, she had gotten her man together and, you know, she finally gotten him where she wanted him. And not so much. People got to understand, no, you can't force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. And when they don't want to be there, they're going to leave. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do I got $1? Yes, it's in my bra. There we go. Liberty Bible Institute 101. This is not a place for your collection plate. I don't even put one out here. Readiness. Yeah. You got the readiness card, and then you got imagination here at the bottom of the deck. So it's like she's got to understand that her urgency is not his emergency. Just because you're ready to settle down and get married doesn't mean that you can push this man to be ready because you are. Everybody should have $1. Yes, I have several. Yeah, schedule. So she felt by a certain amount of time that she would have him where she wanted him, and that they're running out of time. Girl, You can't make that man do nothing he don't want to do. Yeah, give. And so she feels like, she treats him well. She almost like if she auditions for him, how great she can be a wife, that it would incentivize it. But it's like, girl, you tripping. He's only going to move when he's ready to move. Yeah, perseverance. So she just keeps on going and going and going until she finally gets good news, but that's not guaranteed. Yes, Frankie, I do have pretty toes. Yeah, so it's like she's realizing he plays her like a puppet on a string and she's starting to get upset. But the thing is, she opened this up. She gave him the opportunity to play her like a violin. Josh, why are you here? It could all be so simple. Why are you here, honey? Send the hate from the West Coast. Baby, that's nullified. You can keep that. We don't do miserable people over here. And I've met some real cool people out there from the West, and they ain't nothing like you. They got better things to do. Yeah, collaboration and protest. So here it is. It's like she's even trying to get people to help sell this dream for her. Girl, even trying to get people on your side, it's not going to help. It's not going to work. You can get a whole entire choir to sing outside his house every day, and that means absolutely nothing if it means nothing to him. Yeah, compromise. And it's this is sad. Like she feels like she's cursed because it's like I've compromised so much and you still want to do you. Oh, y'all listen to this one. Said if ghosts exist, why don't we feel the presence of dinosaur ghosts rocking around the place? It depends on where you are. I don't know, because there are ghosts to animals. That was hilarious. Yeah, poor baby. This is a self-esteem issue. I need her to love herself more. Promise and luck. So she felt like things were locked in when they had the baby and they were moving in the right direction. And it's like she's been stressed ever since because she's been waiting for him to complete his end of the deal. But you're giving him so much that he don't feel like he have to, do anything to keep you because he knows that you're competing for him. You can't be touching grass because you in here saying silly stuff. So let me just hide you from the channel. I don't even know what type of grass you touching, but it's the type we don't want. Yeah. And see, this is the bigger problem. Her pride. She's holding on to all the memories they had. She's thinking about, I didn't come this far to let go. And she's trying to beat a personal deadline. But sweet dreams and trapped. It's like she could only hope that they would actually make it this far, but she just got to accept that for whatever this goal they have, or she has personally, she's running out of time. Yeah. And this, like I said, she needs to indulge in self-love. Once she starts to really love herself a lot more, it's going to shift the dynamic between them. So yeah, poor Puddin'. She keeps trying to show him how good of a wife she could be. And it's just, this goes to show when somebody is not ready, they're just not ready. I don't care, woman, man, whoever they are. If they're not ready, it don't matter how perfect you are. It's a waste of time. Says she needs to heal and be by herself for a while before even thinking about marriage. Yeah, because I mean, however they treat you before the marriage is going to be 10 times worse because you accepted it. So why should they fix their behavior afterwards when you know you accepted them at their worst? What's the point? And because she studied trying to show him, you know, how much she appreciates him and she's chasing him, it's like the roles are reversed. He feels like, you know, I'm the prize. That's why she has to keep proving herself to me. But at what point does he finally say, I'm going to man up and I'm going to be the actual man of this household? She can't make him do that. He has to want to. He knows that she ain't going nowhere, right? And because he knows she ain't going nowhere and he feels like he has the upper hand, he's just not going to do what he wants her to do. He probably wouldn't even want to be married until he sees her with somebody else and that person actually wants to marry her. And then he'll be like, wait a minute, what about us? But at that point, it's like, what about us? When I was trying to make it about us, you were trying to be out here spinning the block. So, hey, I am definitely not your mom, but how are you? So, anything else y'all want me to tap into before I get off of here? I'm gonna wait to see what y'all say. Yeah, I definitely wish her well. She feels like she's a really sweet girl, a really, you know, kind spirit. She just has to put more love into herself. So can you tap into Wayne and his new album where there'll be a Young Money tour? They were trying to kick it off, but it only went so far. Said I was glad when DDG told her to be confident in herself while and work while Clarence was ignoring her. I think that was a good thing for him to tell her. And that hit different because they're both from Michigan. So believe me, she listened to that a little bit more than people think she did. I'm not gonna tap into Little Uzi Vert because you know I'd said earlier because of the condition that he's in, he needs his rest, and I don't like to tap into anybody that's highly under an influence. Hey, Cass. Said Birdman was drunk every night, rambling. Interesting that you bringing up Birdman because I wanted to put this on the channel as a deep dive, but I ended up busy, so I can do it right now. So allegedly, y'all, the rumor mill states that Birdman and Toni secretly got married. So secret that 2 weeks after they got married, Toni has allegedly already filed for divorce. Now, y'all, hold on to your damn wig caps and your wig straps. It is alleged that Birdman pretty much left Toni sitting, okay? Left her stanking, y'all, on her wedding day so that he could be close to none other than allegedly Kimora Lee Simmons. Now, word on the street is Kimora has been someone that he has stated out of his own mouth is the love of his life. Now, just imagine marrying a man after dating him for years. And when it's time for you to get married, he's late to the wedding and then he leaves you to go and be with this other woman and said it's an emergency. Now, this is the gossip on the curb. Okay? This has not been confirmed. But the tea is that 2 weeks after they got married, Toni filed for divorce. I said, girl, is that a divorce or an annulment? Like, what? Goodness gracious. So let's see. Let me pick a deck over here. Because we gonna tap into this to see what's going on here. Because I mean, to leave somebody pretty much jilted, like we get married and deuces, I'm out. Girl, what? Said I woke up just in time, not Birdman and Kimora. Yeah, I was gonna do this as a deep dive and I forgot to do it, so y'all get to get it now. Because when I heard it, I said, this is so rich and ratchet, I don't even know what in the world I'm actually taking in. Because, excuse me, what? Like, this is some, I'm 20 to 25 ratchetness. Like, y'all 55, 50, 50, 55 plus. Like, the AARP streets is popping. Goodness gracious, y'all. How does Birdman feel about Toni? Yes, rich and ratchet, honey. Rich and ratchet. Lord. I asked, how does he feel about Toni? Hangman, Two of Swords. Now, y'all, he married her, and I asked how he feel about her. Hangman and the Two of Swords. That feels like regret, stagnant situation, and trying to get rid of a person. Excuse me, what? Toni, what be going on with you and these men, Miss Mamas? Not one damn cup, Cass. A hangman. Hold on. Because that was a lot. Oh, my God. We got an 8 of Cups and a Page of Swords. Leaving somebody behind and going in a new direction after an engagement or marriage. So what did you go this far for? Like, why did you even marry her if you... I mean, damn. Because it's the only cup card to be 8 of Cups? You right, Cass. We finally got a cup card, but it ain't had nothing to do with love. He on the go-go. Oh. He came in leaving. And then it's like after he leaves, he offers his cup to who he thinks is the Queen of Cups. Y'all, now allegedly he left her with the intention of not coming back to go be with the love of his possible life. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Girl, what? Why does he want to leave like this? What the hell happened that will make him go cold-hearted like this? Just straight cold turkey. Would you say not man enough for her? Hell, the way he feeling is like she not woman enough for him. So let's remember, she's not leaving him. This is him leaving her. Yeah. He feels like he's going towards the love of his life. Um, it's like, sorry, but I gotta go. Why would he finally realize where he wants to be at the altar? Queen of Wands. So it's like he thinks that Toni is beautiful, and it's like at one point in time he did see her as someone that he can be with, but he sees somebody else is capturing his eye, for sure. Says, so Toni has some blackmail tea on him and forced the marriage because they have been engaged for 5 years or more. Allegedly. Y'all, this is a damn mess. Lou, I don't know who the hell you were talking about, baby, but that sure isn't me. You need to keep that one. Man, oh man, oh man. Damn, Toni. Toni and love just don't be matching. Sheesh. I don't think this is can't even say it, humiliation ritual, but it definitely is humiliating. Because a humiliation ritual means she should be having the biggest comeback of her career and putting out an album that would practically put Mary J. Blige out of business with Sadness and Love. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So you got the Queen of Cups here and the Ace of Wands. He's like, he's got to get to her immediately. So it feels like the whole time that he's been with her, he's always had the choice of having another woman. It's always been the choice of her and somebody else. And these were the main two that the choice came down between, allegedly. So it doesn't feel like she ever truly had him to herself. It's like they were somehow, some way, low-key sister wives, allegedly. Said tonight don't want a husband, she wants the bag, baby. Ooh. Lord have mercy. You on the wrong channel talking about twerk. You need to go somewhere else, baby. This ain't that. Twerk, please. I'll twerk for the person that pays all the bills in this house. Husbands get twerks out of me, not randoms. I did Shannon Sharp earlier. That one was a deep dive. So I'm not going to go into Shannon Sharp on here because that one has its own video. It was released earlier today as a live. Tasiki and Clarissa Shields was released earlier, and Shannon Sharp was released earlier. Yeah. What he used to think was a wish fulfillment became the hangman, and he became very defensive. I'm trying to figure out, why did he all of a sudden become defensive towards Toni? It's like he found something out, something happened, and whatever it was, it changed everything between them. Yeah. And see, it feels like he's had multiple people, that he's dealt with throughout the duration of them dealing with each other. And low key, it wasn't a problem as long as he kept his business to himself, i.e., didn't get caught. Said, do you think it had to do with her mom or family? I think all bad love advice that she gets comes from her mom. If that's what you mean, has to do with her mom or family. I think anybody that listens to Evelyn is doomed to be lonely and miserable for the rest of their life, because that's who she is, and she refers to everybody else having a messed up love life because that's all she knows. So if you listen to her, you will have a miserable, can't even say it, a miserable marriage. So I don't think anybody needs to listen to Evelyn if they want to keep a man. Evelyn is when you become bitter with men and you hate all men and you want everybody to hate men too. But that's my opinion. Yeah, judgment. Um, Something that she did, something that Toni did, manifested instant judgment. But y'all, this is crazy because it's like the person that he wants to be with, the person that he wants to offer his cup to, um, it's like he keeps trying to make this relationship manifest with this person, but it feels like it's not manifesting because this person is afraid of the judgment that will come along with them being in a relationship with him. So here it is. He don't want to be with Toni. It's something that Toni did that pissed him off and ran him to the other person, but the other person doesn't publicly want to be with him because they don't want to be scrutinized because of how he's looked at allegedly. Ain't that about nothing? The one that will take you, you don't want to take her. The one you want to take you is afraid of how she might look to other people if she's publicly with you. Ryan, how about you come do it for me? How about that? Yeah, it literally went from them supposedly being soulmates or appearing to be soulmates to, being alone, being left, being cut off. Like, I feel like he didn't even come back, y'all. He may have left her to go and do what he did and just not come back. So just imagine you get married to somebody and it's like 2 whole weeks later, they're still not communicating with you. They're not coming home. You don't know where your husband is. And to get your husband's attention, you file for divorce. But that doesn't get the attention that you want to garner, allegedly. Yeah. It's like something between them has to end for something new to begin. He wants the other woman. The other woman, it feels like no matter how much she likes him, no matter what they have going on, she's very image conscious. And because she's image conscious, um, she may never give him the public relationship he wants. And that's his power, because it's like I cut off her to have you, and now it's like bam, I feel like I've been cut off because at least with her I can publicly be with her, but with you I got to be a shadow. allegedly. I don't know if it's about he wants Toni to be publicly respected or Toni is just willing to be the one that will be with him publicly. Because what I'm seeing is that he wants to be with this other woman, but the other woman is choosing her public status over going public with their relationship. So getting married is not always being respected. It's just, some relationships you could just sign up to be, perpetually cheated on for the rest of your life. You the number one person I want to cheat on for infinity. I don't want that. I mean, 2 weeks, you supposed to still be in your honeymoon phase. You can't find your man during honeymoon season. Uh-uh. Y'all, as the ratchet turns. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out, y'all, because I get to sleep in a little bit tomorrow. Station head, I love y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out here. I will see you next week and every week on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and Station Head. Until next week, I love y'all. Goodbye. And to everybody on YouTube, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I'm going to try to knock out as much content as I can tomorrow because I want to kind of like beef it up, give y'all something more to watch. Oh, love and light to you. Oh, goodness gracious. This is why we shouldn't ever make people couple goals, y'all. Never be jealous of what you see other people experiencing or the life that you think other people live, because you don't know how happy and how miserable people really are. I mean, seriously. Seriously, seriously. There are a lot of people out here that, they can take a good picture and you would swear that they have a great relationship and everything is wonderful with them. They're in the right cars and the right clothes. And no sooner that picture is over, they could be knocking the hell out of each other in that same car. And that woman with that high-end makeup, she's so good with that high-end makeup and those filters because she be hiding those raccoon eyes that he give her. A lot of people take a lot of crap to be in the winning circle. Me personally, I don't want to do all that suffering. I would rather be happy by myself than to be miserable with anyone. Your peace is something worth way more than money. And when you lose it, it's nothing like not having a peace of mind. It's no reason why, as wonderful as Toni is and the catalog that she has, that Toni has not done better for herself versus leaning and landing and laying on these men. Y'all, it's Smoke 30 and I'm getting out of here. Y'all have a wonderful evening. To everybody that's in membership, I will see y'all tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Expect more content to come out this week. I'm going to try to touch as much as I can, get as much done in between readings. And for anyone that would like to have a personal reading with me, please email me at angelkissestheoracle@gmail.com. I will book you as soon as possible. I have morning and afternoon appointments. Morning appointments start at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. My last appointment is at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are an international client, please let me know so that we can arrange a way for us to meet via both of our time zones where it could actually work out, in a good way for the both of us. Y'all, before I get out of here, I was so geeked. I have a client in China, y'all. Now I'm in the West Indies. I got a few in the UK. I got somebody in China now, and it's steady growing. So for those of you who want to get readings, I take my international people. I take Apple Pay and I take PayPal. Everybody that is in the States, you got Apple Pay, PayPal, you have Cash App, you have Venmo, and Zelle. So I'm going to go ahead and get on up out of here. I love y'all. I'll be back, like I said, tomorrow night for everyone that is in my membership. Monday night membership is Tarot Live, where I teach you in live time how to read tarot. I work with you. We pick something that is in the media and we read together to help build everyone's intuition. Thursday nights, for those of you who are not in my live, it's more about, spiritual healing and how to break curses and how to come out of negative energy. We don't really get off into the entertainment thing unless there's something spiritual that is happening, and then we'll address the spiritual side of it. So, with that being said, y'all, many blessings to all of you. Much love to all of you. And good night, y'all. See y'all soon. Oh, you said we have a good time. Yes, we do. I will see y'all tomorrow in membership. Everybody else that's not in membership, expect some uploads to come. That Cash App CEO one, I just remember that. That was a request for membership as well. So expect that one to go up in membership because that's who asked for it first. That one will be up in the membership by this weekend. Yeah, I think I got everything out. Either way, I'll talk to y'all next week for those that aren't in membership. I love y'all. Thank you for your support, your viewership, and your time. Many blessings to you. Have a good night, y'all.